Welcome to Sleep, a place where every gentle sound guides you toward peace, and every moment helps you drift into deep, restful sleep. I'm so glad you've joined me tonight. Dear listener, settle in now. Let your shoulders soften and your jaw unclench. Notice the surface beneath you, how it supports your weight without effort. The air around you is calm and friendly, the kind of air that asks nothing of you. Take a slow breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. This moment is just for rest. As you continue to breathe, gently bring your attention to the small sounds around you. Maybe there is a faint hum in the room, or the distant whisper of the night beyond your walls. If there is a breeze, imagine it brushing past you, cool and kind. With every breath out, allow the day to loosen its grip. Thoughts may still drift by, and that is fine. You do not need to chase them. Let them float past like clouds, slowly dissolving into the dark blue of evening. Feel your body growing heavier now, as if gravity itself has softened. Your feet relax, your legs sink down, your hands rest easily, fingers loose and warm. Your eyelids may already feel pleasantly heavy. If they close, let them close. If they stay open, that is fine too. You are doing this exactly right. There is a gentle rhythm forming, a quiet pace that your mind can follow without effort. Each breath is slower than the last. Each moment is a little calmer. You are safe here, listening, resting, drifting. Our story today begins high above the waking world. It sets sail in a place where the air thins into silver mist, and the sky stretches wide and endless. Far below, the land sleeps. Cities dim their lights. Forests whisper among themselves. Oceans roll in slow, patient patterns. None of it asks for your attention now. Above it all, floating peacefully, is the castle in the clouds. At first, you only sense it, a change in the air, a soft warmth against your skin. Then, gradually, it comes into view. Towers rising gently from a bed of clouds, their stone glowing softly as if lit from within. The castle does not loom or impose. It seems to hover with ease, as natural as a drifting feather. Moonlight spills across its walls, pale and soothing. The clouds around it move lazily, parting and gathering again, like slow breaths. There is no wind here, only a tender current that guides rather than pushes. As you draw closer, you notice the quiet, not an empty quiet, but a comforting one, filled with distant chimes and the faint rustle of cloud against stone. You find yourself standing at the edge of a wide, floating path made of smooth, pearly light. It feels solid beneath your feet, warm and reassuring. Each step forward is effortless. The path curves gently toward the castle gates, which stand open in silent welcome. As you walk, you become aware of how light your body feels, as if some invisible weight has been lifted. Your breathing stays slow and easy. Your thoughts grow quieter, simpler. There is only this path, this soft glow, and the sense of being guided somewhere peaceful. The gates themselves are tall and graceful, carved with flowing patterns that resemble drifting clouds and stars. They do not creak or clang. They simply open wider as you approach, responding to your presence as if they have been expecting you. Beyond them lies a courtyard bathed in moonlight. The stone beneath your feet is smooth and cool, but not cold. Lanterns line the space, each one glowing with a steady, golden light that flickers gently like a calm heartbeat. Somewhere nearby, You hear the faint sound of leaves stirring, though there are no trees in sight. It is as if the castle itself is breathing. You pause here for a moment, allowing yourself to take it all in. The air smells faintly of night-blooming flowers and clean rain. Every inhale feels refreshing. Every exhale releases something you no longer need. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you are still awake, leave a whisper of a comment. Maybe your city and the time on your clock. It is a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let us set the mood. Dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and get comfortable. When you are ready, you move deeper into the courtyard. At its center, a low stone fountain sends gentle ripples across a pool of clear water. The sound is barely more than a murmur, but it is deeply soothing. You watch the moon reflect on the surface, stretching and bending with each ripple. A wide, arched doorway leads inside the castle. As you pass through it, the temperature shifts slightly, becoming perfectly balanced. Neither warm nor cool, just right. The floor is lined with thick rugs that cushion each step, their patterns subtle and flowing, like waves frozen in time. The hallway ahead is long and softly lit. Candles rest in shallow alcoves along the walls, their flames steady and calm. Shadows move slowly, never sharp, never startling. The walls themselves seem to hum with a low, comforting energy, as if they are quietly singing you a lullaby. You walk at an unhurried pace. There is no rush here. Time feels different in the castle in the clouds. It stretches and softens, allowing each moment to be fully felt and then gently released. As you continue, you pass tall windows that look out into the open sky. Beyond the glass, clouds drift by at eye level, glowing faintly with reflected starlight. Occasionally, a star shines a little brighter, then fades again, like a slow blink. You come to a set of broad steps that curve upward. The banister is smooth beneath your hand, warm and reassuring. With each step, your body relaxes further, your muscles loosen, your breathing remains slow and steady. If any lingering tension still rests within you, imagine it melting away, flowing down the steps behind you, dissolving into the clouds. At the top of the stairs, you find yourself in a vast library. The ceiling arches high above, disappearing into soft shadow. Shelves line the walls, filled with books bound in cloth and leather, their spines worn and loved. The scent here is comforting, like old pages and quiet evenings. A fire crackles gently in a wide hearth at the far end of the room. Its light dances across the floor, painting everything in warm tones of amber and gold. Nearby, a deep armchair waits, draped with a thick, soft blanket. You move toward the fire, feeling its warmth on your skin. The sound of the crackling logs is steady and rhythmic, a sound that invites your mind to slow even further. You sit, allowing yourself to sink into the chair. The blanket settles over you, heavy in the most comforting way. As you rest there, your gaze drifts to the flames. They move slowly, deliberately, never rushing. Watching them feels natural, easy. Your eyelids may flutter. If they close, that is perfectly fine. The story will continue, carrying you along whether you are awake or asleep. Somewhere in the distance, A bell chimes softly, not loud enough to startle, just enough to mark the passing of a moment. You feel safe, held, at peace. The castle in the clouds seems to respond to your rest, growing quieter, softer. The fire lowers to a gentle glow. The shadows deepen, wrapping the room in calm. And here, dear listener, you can simply be. The fire continues to glow, steady and patient, as if it has all the time in the world. Each flicker of light seems slower now, stretching into long, lazy movements. The warmth seeps deeper, not just into your skin, but into the quiet places beneath thought. Your breathing stays low and gentle, rising and falling like a calm tide. After a while, you notice a small side door in the library, partially open. Soft light spills from it, pale and inviting. There is no need to stand quickly. You take your time, letting the chair release you slowly, as if it understands the importance of unhurried movement. The hallway beyond the door is narrow and curved, lined with smooth stone that feels ancient and kind. Your footsteps make almost no sound. With each step, the outside world feels further away, more distant, like a half-remembered dream. At the end of the hall, you emerge onto a balcony. The sky opens wide before you. Clouds drift below, thick and luminous, like an endless sea of soft white and silver. The moon hangs low and full, close enough to feel personal, bathing everything in its calm glow. A gentle breeze moves past you, carrying the faint scent of night air and something floral, something comforting. You rest your hands on the balcony railing. It is cool and solid beneath your fingers. The breeze brushes your face, slow and even, like a reassuring breath. Far off, you hear wind chimes, delicate and distant, their tones blending with the quiet hum of the castle itself. Standing here, you feel deeply at ease. There is no expectation, no role to play. You are simply a guest in this peaceful place, welcomed without question. After a few moments, you turn back inside, following a soft carpet runner that leads down another corridor. This one opens into a long gallery filled with tall, arched windows. Sheer curtains drift lazily, stirred by the same gentle breeze you felt outside. The fabric catches the moonlight, glowing faintly as it moves. As you walk, the rhythm of your steps aligns with your breath. Inhale, exhale, slow and steady. Each breath carries you deeper into relaxation. At the far end of the gallery, you find a spiral staircase leading upward. The steps are wide and shallow, designed for comfort rather than speed. As you climb, the air grows quieter still, the sounds of the castle fading into a distant hush. At the top, you enter a circular room with a domed ceiling. The ceiling is painted with constellations, each star softly illuminated, as if the night sky has been gently gathered and brought indoors. A low bed rests at the center of the room, layered with plush blankets and pillows that look impossibly soft. This room feels like the heart of rest itself. You move toward the bed, noticing how your body already seems to know what to do. There is no tension left in your shoulders. Your jaw is loose. Your thoughts drift slowly, no longer forming complete sentences, just impressions and feelings. You sit, then lie back, letting the mattress support you completely. The blankets settle around you, warm but not heavy. The pillows cradle your head and neck just right. Above you, the painted stars glow gently. They do not shine brightly. They simply exist, calm and steady. As you watch them, your eyelids grow heavier. Blinking becomes slower, more deliberate. Somewhere nearby, a clock ticks softly, each second stretched and unhurried. The sound is comforting, like a reminder that time is flowing gently, carrying you toward rest. Your breathing deepens naturally, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Each exhale feels longer than the last, like a soft sigh of relief. The castle seems to settle around you, responding to your stillness. The breeze quiets, the distant chimes fade. Everything grows hushed, as if the entire world has agreed to let you sleep. And yet, the story continues, quietly beneath the surface. In this place, dreams drift freely. They move like clouds, slow and shapeless, forming gentle images, and then dissolving again. You might begin to notice colors behind your closed eyes, soft blues, warm gold, deep violets. There is no need to follow them, just let them pass. Your body grows heavier now, sinking further into the bed. Your hands rest easily, your legs are completely relaxed. Even the small muscles around your eyes soften, releasing any last trace of effort. The castle in the clouds holds you in perfect balance. Nothing pulls, nothing pushes. You float somewhere between waking and sleep, a place where everything feels safe. If a thought arises, it drifts away just as easily. If a sound reaches you, it blends into the calm, losing its edges. Above, the painted stars slowly dim one by one, not disappearing, just growing softer, as if they too are getting ready to rest. The fire in the distant library settles into embers. The fountain in the courtyard, the clouds outside drift even more lazily, thick and quiet. You are not required to listen closely now. The words can wash over you or fade away entirely. Your mind knows how to sleep. It has done this many times before. Here, in the castle above the world, there is nothing to solve, nothing to remember, nothing to plan, just rest, just quiet. And as sleep draws closer, the story continues in softer tones, slipping beneath your awareness, carrying you onward, deeper into peaceful, restorative sleep. The bed seems to breathe with you now, rising and falling in a slow, comforting rhythm. Each breath you take is mirrored by the soft support beneath you, as if the castle itself is listening and responding. The room remains dim, lit only by the faint glow of the painted stars above. Their light is gentle enough that it does not ask for your attention. It simply exists, quietly reassuring. As you rest, you become aware of a distant sound, barely there. It is the low whisper of wind moving through clouds, far outside the walls. The sound is smooth and continuous, like a lullaby without words. It wraps around your thoughts, smoothing their edges, encouraging them to slow and soften. Your mind drifts, not in sharp images, but in feelings. A sense of openness, a sense of ease. The feeling of being held in a place where nothing unexpected happens, where everything unfolds at the pace of rest. Somewhere within the castle, a door closes softly, not with a click or a thud, but with a gentle hush, as if even sound knows to be careful here. The castle is settling for the night, and you are part of that quiet ritual. Without effort, you find yourself drifting again, not walking this time, but gliding, as if your awareness is floating through the halls. You are aware of movement without motion. The sensation is calm, familiar, like the feeling just before sleep fully takes hold. You pass through corridors wrapped in shadow and soft light. Tapestries hang along the walls, their scenes indistinct and dreamlike. You do not need to see them clearly. It is enough to know they are there, warm and still. You sense the presence of other rooms. A music chamber where instruments rest silently, strings relaxed, keys untouched. A conservatory where plants grow slowly under moonlit glass, their leaves barely stirring. A dining hall where long tables sit empty, candles melted low, the air faintly scented with herbs and baked bread from an earlier, unhurried time. Each space exists in perfect calm, untouched by urgency. Your awareness drifts onward until it reaches a tower room high above the rest of the castle. The walls curve gently, and tall windows look out in every direction. From here, the sky feels endless. Clouds roll beneath the windows like a quiet sea, their movement slow and hypnotic. In the center of the room is a circular cushion, wide and inviting, layered with soft fabrics. You settle there without effort. The fabric molds you, supporting every part of your body evenly. There is no pressure anywhere, no need to adjust. Above, the ceiling opens to the night sky itself. There is no glass here, no barrier, just open space and stars. They shine softly, not sharp or bright, but muted, like lights seen through gentle fog. You feel very small in the most comforting way, not insignificant, but free, free from the weight of responsibility, free from the need to hold anything together. The stars move slowly, tracing patterns that do not demand interpretation. You do not try to name them. You simply watch as they drift, one moment blending into the next. Your breathing grows even slower now. Each inhale feels like a cool wave washing in. Each exhale feels like a warm wave receding. There is a natural pause at the end of each breath, a moment of stillness that feels deeply peaceful. In this stillness, the castle hums quietly, a low, steady vibration that you feel more than hear. It is the sound of something ancient and stable, something that has existed for a long time and will continue to exist without effort. You are safe within it. As time passes, the tower room gently fades from your awareness, and your focus narrows again to your own body. You notice how deeply relaxed you are now, how even the smallest muscles have let go. Your forehead is smooth. Your tongue rests comfortably in your mouth. Your shoulders are heavy and loose. If sleep has already come, the story continues quietly in the background, guiding you gently through dreams. If you are still awake, that is perfectly fine. There is no rush. The night is long and patient. You sense the castle drifting slightly, not moving through space, but adjusting itself, like a boat settling on calm water. The movement is slow and rhythmic, barely noticeable, but deeply soothing. Clouds gather beneath the castle, thicker now, muffling the world below even further. Sounds from far away are softened until they are no more than a memory. The waking world feels very far from here. You feel as though you are floating, cradled by air and stone and quiet light. In the distance, a soft bell rings once, not to mark time, but to mark calm. The sound spreads gently through the castle, fading as it travels, until it dissolves into silence again. Your thoughts drift into fragments now, half images, gentle sensations, the feeling of warm light on closed eyelids, the memory of a breeze, the comfort of being wrapped in something soft and familiar. You may begin to dream. In your dream, you walk through the castle gardens, which exist somewhere beyond logic and space. The ground beneath your feet is made of cloud and moss, springy and gentle. Flowers grow here that do not belong to any season. Their colors are muted and calming, pale blues, soft lavenders, warm creams. The flowers do not have strong scents, just a faint sweetness that blends with the clean night air. Fireflies drift lazily between the blossoms, their light slow and steady, never flickering too fast. You follow a winding path through the garden. The path curves and loops, but never feels confusing. It always leads you exactly where you need to go. You come to a small pond. Its surface is perfectly still, reflecting the stars above with mirror-like clarity. You kneel at the edge and touch the water. It is cool and smooth, sending gentle ripples outward that distort the reflections in slow, graceful patterns. Watching the ripples feels deeply satisfying. Each one spreads, softens, and fades, just like a thought drifting away. As you stand, you notice a bench nearby, carved from pale stone. You sit, resting comfortably. The garden is quiet, but not empty. It feels alive in a calm, resting way, like a sleeping animal breathing slowly. You close your eyes in the dream, and the sensation of rest deepens even further. It feels like sinking into a warm bath or floating effortlessly on calm water. The dream gently shifts again. Now you are back in the bed beneath the painted stars, or perhaps you never left. It is difficult to tell, and it does not matter. The line between story and sleep has softened completely. The stars above are dimmer now, their light barely perceptible. The room is wrapped in deep quiet. Even the sense of time has faded. There is only now, stretched wide and calm. Your breathing is slow and even. Your heartbeat is steady and unremarkable. Your body has fully accepted rest. If any part of you is still listening, still holding on, let it know that it can relax too, that it does not need to stay alert. The castle is watching over you. The clouds are thick and protective. The night is kind. You are allowed to sleep deeply. You are allowed to let go completely. The story continues without words, now unfolding in sensations rather than sentences. The warmth of blankets, the gentle sway of floating stone, the quiet glow of distant stars. And as sleep deepens, the castle in the clouds drifts on, high above the world, carrying you safely through the night, holding you in perfect stillness until morning comes softly, without urgency, without sound. You rest, you dream, you sleep. Sleep deepens gently now, not all at once, but in soft layers, like settling into a warm nest. The castle senses this deepening rest and responds in kind. Its walls seem to grow quieter. Its towers lean subtly inward, not physically, but in spirit, as if the entire structure is leaning closer to protect your sleep. Far below, the world continues its turning, but it feels impossibly distant. Here, above the clouds, night has its own rhythm, a slower one, a kinder one. Your breathing is so steady now that you barely notice it. Each breath happens on its own, without instruction. Your body knows exactly how to rest, how to repair, how to soften. Muscles release down to their deepest layers. Joints loosen. Even the spaces between thoughts feel wider. The bed beneath you seems to cradle not just your body, but your attention. Nothing pulls it away. Nothing startles it. You are fully held. Somewhere in the castle, a curtain stirs. Somewhere else, a candle finally burns low and goes out with a quiet sigh. These small nighttime rituals happen without urgency, without sound sharp enough to reach you. The castle is putting itself to sleep, just as you are. Your awareness drifts again, gently, as if guided by an unseen current. This time, you find yourself moving through the castle, not as a visitor, but as someone who belongs. Doors open before you without being touched. Hallways seem to shorten or lengthen as needed, adjusting so that every movement feels effortless. You pass through a room where the walls are lined with tall mirrors, but the mirrors do not reflect you clearly. Instead, they show softened versions of yourself. You are at rest, toned. The reflections are calm, peaceful, and they do not hold your gaze for long. They fade as you pass, as if reminding you that even identity can loosen here. The floor beneath your feet changes texture as you move. Smooth stone becomes warm wood. Wood becomes a thick carpet. Each surface welcomes you without asking for awareness. Your steps are silent. Your presence leaves no trace. You arrive at a small chamber tucked between two towers. It feels hidden, private, like a secret kept only for moments of deep rest. The room is circular, with low ceilings that create a sense of safety, like being gently enclosed. In the center of the room floats a shallow pool of water, perfectly still. Its surface reflects a soft, shifting light from above. You sit at its edge and look down, not expecting to see anything in particular. The water reflects not your face, but a feeling, calm, spaciousness, a sense of having arrived exactly where you need to be. You dip your fingers into the water. It is neither cold nor warm. It feels neutral, balancing. As your fingers move, the water responds with slow, wide ripples that travel outward and fade. Those ripples feel familiar. They feel like the spreading calm moving through your body right now. Each ripple is another layer of tension dissolving, another corner of the mind growing quiet. When you lift your hand, the surface of the water smooths itself again, returning to perfect stillness without effort. You stand, leaving the chamber without looking back. There is no need to hold on to this place. It remains unchanged, waiting quietly whenever it is needed again. The castle guides you onward, upward this time, through a narrow staircase that winds slowly around the inside of a tower. The steps are shallow and wide, designed for wandering, not climbing. There is no strain, no sense of height. At the top, you emerge into an open observatory. The roof is gone here, replaced by open sky. Stars stretch in every direction, more numerous than you have ever seen. They are not sharp points of light, but soft glows, diffused through gentle layers of cloud. A telescope rests nearby, angled toward nothing in particular. It does not ask to be used. It simply exists, a quiet symbol of looking without searching. You step to the edge of the observatory. There is no railing, but you feel no fear. The air itself seems to support you. Below, clouds roll slowly, endlessly, their movement hypnotic and reassuring. A gentle breeze passes through, brushing your arms, your face, your hair. It carries the scent of night air and something ancient and comforting, like stone warmed by countless sunsets. You close your eyes here, standing beneath the stars. At this moment, you feel completely unobserved. No one is watching. No one is waiting for anything from you. The freedom of that realization settles deep in your chest. Your thoughts grow quieter still, thinning out like mist in morning light. If sleep has fully taken you now, this story continues as a soft undercurrent, shaping dreams without words. If part of you remains awake, listening, that is fine too. There is no wrong way to be here. The stars above shift slowly, forming patterns that do not need names. They drift, separate, rejoin. Their movement is so slow it is almost imperceptible, yet deeply calming. Eventually, the observatory fades, and your awareness returns once more to the bed beneath the painted stars. The room is darker now. The last of the starlight has dimmed to a faint glow. The air is perfectly still. Your body feels distant, but not disconnected, heavy, but not uncomfortable, supported at every point. You are resting in the deepest part of the night. This is the part where the mind does its quiet work, sorting, releasing, repairing. You do not need to help it. It knows exactly what to do. Images drift through your mind like slow-moving clouds. They do not form stories. They do not demand attention. They simply pass. A memory softens. A worry loosens its grip. A question fades without needing an answer. The castle in the clouds continues to drift, steady and sure, its movement so gentle that it feels like stillness. Clouds thicken beneath it, forming a soft barrier between you and the waking world. Nothing from below can reach you now. The night deepens. In the distance, the faintest hint of dawn exists, but it is far away. It will arrive when it arrives. For now, there is only rest. You are cocooned in silence. You are suspended in calm. The story does not need to continue much longer. It has done its work. It has carried you here, to this place where sleep is no longer something you are trying to reach, but something you are already inside. The castle remains, floating faithfully, watching over your dreams, and you sleep. Sleep holds you gently now, like warm hands resting lightly over your thoughts. There is no edge to it, no sudden drop, just a slow, steady deepening, as natural as night itself. The castle drifts on, unhurried, its presence constant and reassuring, even as your awareness moves further inward. Within your sleep, the sense of floating remains, not spinning, not falling, just suspended, as if you are resting on a calm current that knows exactly where to carry you. The clouds beneath the castle roll in long, quiet waves, their movement syncing with your breath, even now. Somewhere in the distance, beyond thought, a soft tone hums, not a sound you hear with your ears, but one you feel in your chest. A low, steady vibration of safety, of continuity. It reminds your body that it is okay to stay asleep, that nothing urgent will arrive to pull you away. Your dreams begin to take shape more clearly now, though they are still gentle and slow. You find yourself walking through a long corridor filled with doors, each one slightly different. Some are tall and arched, others are small and round. None are locked, none demand to be opened. You pass them calmly, knowing there is no wrong choice here. The corridor is softly lit by lanterns that sway just slightly, though there is no wind. Their light stretches across the walls, creating slow-moving patterns that feel almost like breathing. With each step, the floor cushions your feet, as if encouraging you to move even more slowly. Eventually, one door stands open. Inside is a room filled with pillows, large ones, small ones, piled high and scattered freely. They are made of every soft fabric imaginable: linen, wool, velvet, cotton, each inviting in its own way. The air here smells faintly of clean sheets and something warm, like freshly baked bread. You lie down without thought, sinking into the pile as if it was shaped specifically for you. The pillows shift and adjust, supporting every curve, every angle. There is no pressure anywhere, no sharp point of awareness, just softness all around. As you settle, your breathing slows even further, reaching that deep, even rhythm that belongs only to true rest. the kind of breathing that happens when the mind has finally stepped aside. The room dims naturally, not because a light is turned off, but because attention itself fades. The edges of things blur, sensations soften, you drift deeper. Time loses meaning here. Minutes do not matter, neither do hours. There is only the gentle progression of rest, unfolding at its own pace. The castle continues its nighttime rituals. Walls cool slightly as the night air deepens. Towers hold steady against the sky. Windows reflect stars that move so slowly they seem almost still. If you could see the castle from afar, you would notice how peaceful it looks, how balanced, how calm, floating quietly, like a thought that has finally found its place. Inside, you sleep. Your body is doing what it needs to do now. Muscles repair, breath deepens, the nervous system unwinds completely. Each system works in quiet harmony, uninterrupted. If a dream shifts, it does so gently. You might find yourself walking again, this time through open sky, supported by air as solid as ground, or resting beside a quiet fire, its warmth steady and low, or simply floating in darkness that feels soft, not empty. Whatever comes is calm. Nothing sharp enters your sleep, nothing loud, nothing demanding. The castle ensures this. Clouds thicken just slightly, forming a deeper cushion beneath it. The world below fades even further, its edges dissolving into distance. Here there are no alarms, no schedules, no expectations, only rest, only stillness, only the quiet assurance that you are exactly where you need to be. And so the night continues, smooth and uninterrupted, carrying you gently through deeper and deeper layers of sleep, while the castle in the clouds floats on, faithful and serene, until morning arrives softly, when you are ready, and not a moment before. Sleep has settled fully now, not like a curtain falling, but like fog rolling in slowly, evenly, until everything is softened. The kind of sleep that does not pull you away from the world, but gently lifts the world away from you. The castle senses this depth and responds with an even deeper stillness, as if honoring the quiet you have entered. The air inside the castle grows velvety and smooth. Sounds do not disappear completely, but they lose their edges. Everything becomes rounded, muffled, and kind. The silence here is alive, not empty. It hums faintly, like a distant harmony that never resolves, because it does not need to. You are no longer aware of your body in parts. There is no hand, no shoulder, no back, just a single, continuous sense of being supported, as if you are resting inside a perfectly shaped hollow, held on all sides without pressure. In this depth of rest, the story no longer needs to guide you firmly. It drifts beside you instead, like a companion walking quietly so as not to wake you. Somewhere within your dreaming mind, the castle in the clouds expands. Rooms stretch wider than before. Hallways lengthen and curve more gently. Spaces open that were not there earlier, not because they were hidden, but because you were not yet ready for them. Now you are. You find yourself in a vast chamber with a floor made of smooth, pale stone that glows faintly from within. The glow is subtle, like moonlight caught beneath ice. The ceiling is high, disappearing into shadow, but you feel no echo here. Sound does not bounce, it simply rests. Along the edges of the room, alcoves hold soft cushions and low benches, each one empty, waiting patiently. This is a place of pause, a place meant for nothing more than being. you sit or lie or float. It does not matter. The room adjusts to you. The stone beneath becomes warmer where you rest, responding without thought or effort. Your breathing is slow and deep, so deep that there are long spaces between breaths where everything feels completely still. In those spaces, there is no sense of lack, no need for the next breath to arrive quickly. It always comes when it is needed. The castle breathes with you. Its towers rise and fall in imperceptible ways, adjusting to currents high above the clouds. Its foundations, though floating, feel more stable than anything rooted in the ground below. This place is anchored not to earth, but to calm. In your sleep, you drift again. This time, you are outside the castle, resting on a wide terrace that stretches out into the open sky. The terrace is made of cloudstone, solid yet soft, cool yet comforting. You lie on your back, looking up. Above you, the sky is layered, stars at different depths, wisps of cloud passing slowly across them. The moon is present, but partially veiled, its light diffused into a gentle glow that bathes everything evenly. There is no sharp contrast here, no harsh brightness. Everything blends. A gentle breeze moves across the terrace, slow and steady. It brushes your skin with the lightest touch, like the memory of being touched rather than the sensation itself. It carries the faint sound of distant wind through high places, a sound so soft it feels more like a feeling. Your thoughts, if they still appear at all, are no longer verbal. They come as impressions: warmth, spaciousness, safety. The castle continues to drift, its movement so smooth that it feels like stillness. Clouds roll beneath it in endless layers, cushioning it from the world below. If you could see down through them, you would notice how far away everything feels now. How small, how quiet. Nothing down there can reach you. In this depth of rest, the nervous system unwinds completely. The body releases old tension stored so deeply it no longer remembers when it was held. Muscles soften that you did not know were tight. Breath flows freely. Heartbeat remains slow and steady, unremarkable in the best way. The castle's windows dim one by one, not because lights are turned off, but because attention has faded. Rooms settle into darkness naturally, like eyelids closing. Dreams come and go. In one, you walk through a hallway lined with tall, open windows. Curtains drift inward and outward with the breeze, brushing your arms as you pass. The fabric is cool and light, barely there. Outside the windows, clouds pass close enough to touch, glowing softly in the moonlight. In another, you sit beside a long, low fire pit on a balcony. The fire is not bright. Its flames are low and blue-gold, moving slowly, quietly. You do not watch it closely. Its presence alone is enough. In another, you rest in a room filled with quiet water, not deep water, just enough to cover the floor, warm and still. You lie back, floating effortlessly, supported completely. The water holds you without asking anything of you. Each dream is gentle. None demand action. None pull you toward urgency. Between dreams, there is deep, dreamless rest. This is the quiet center of the night, the point where time stretches the widest, where the mind repairs itself, where the body remembers how to feel whole. The castle in the clouds holds steady, its presence unwavering. If you could hear it now, you might notice a faint rhythm within the walls, a slow pulse, not a heartbeat, but something similar. A reminder that this place is alive in its own quiet way. that it is watching over you without watching you. You are not observed. You are simply held. Clouds thicken slightly as the night deepens further. The sky above darkens to a richer shade, stars dimming just a little, as if wrapped in soft fabric. The air cools by a barely noticeable degree, perfect for sleep. Your awareness sinks even deeper, to a place where there are no images at all, no sounds, just sensation, warmth, stillness, weightlessness. Here there is no effort. Sleep is no longer something happening to you. It is something you are inside of. The castle drifts on, passing through layers of night that have no names. Hours pass without being counted. The world below turns, but it does so quietly, without pulling at you. Somewhere far away, dawn exists as a possibility, not a presence. It waits patiently. It knows it will arrive when it is time. It does not rush. The castle in the clouds knows this too. It remains exactly where it needs to be, floating in perfect balance, carrying you through the deepest part of rest. And you sleep on, deep, steady, undisturbed, wrapped in moonlight and mist, safe above the world. The night continues to hold you, gently and without interruption. Sleep has become seamless now, like a deep lake with no surface ripples. The kind of rest where the mind no longer reaches outward, but settles inward, content to simply be. The castle in the clouds drifts through this quiet with unwavering steadiness. Its towers remain luminous in the faintest way, not glowing, but present. The clouds around it form slow, protective layers, folding over one another like soft blankets, arranged just right. Within your sleep, awareness moves again, softly, like a tide shifting beneath still water. You find yourself in a long, narrow room, lined with tall windows that stretch from floor to ceiling. Outside each window is a different version of night. In one, stars shimmer faintly. In another, clouds drift lazily. In another, the sky is a deep, velvety blue, almost black, calm and endless. You do not need to choose a window. You simply pass by them, feeling their quiet variations brush against you like changing temperatures in the air. The floor beneath you is warm, as if it has been gently heated by countless resting footsteps. The walls are smooth and curved, encouraging the sense of being held rather than confined. Every detail of this place seems designed to keep you calm without you needing to notice why. As you move, the sound of your steps is absorbed instantly. There is no echo, no sharpness. Even movement feels soft here. Eventually, the room opens into a wide chamber filled with low, glowing lanterns. They hover just above the floor, scattered like fallen stars. Their light is dim and golden, pulsing ever so slightly in time with your slow breathing. You lie down among them. The lanterns do not crowd you. They leave space, naturally forming a loose circle that feels safe and intentional. Their warmth is subtle, not hot, just enough to remind your body that it is supported. As you rest, the lanterns dim gradually, one by one, until only a faint glow remains. Darkness returns, but it is not empty. It is full of quiet. Sleep deepens again. Your body remains completely at ease. There is no urge to shift or adjust. No signal asking for attention. The muscles stay loose. The breath stays low and steady. The heart beats calmly, without urgency. The castle drifts through a region of thicker clouds now. Outside, everything is muted. Even the stars seem farther away, their light filtered through layers of mist. This cocoon of cloud wraps the castle more tightly, insulating it from anything beyond. Inside, the silence grows even richer. You drift into a place without images, without dreams, a place where awareness is present but unoccupied. This is the deepest kind of rest, where nothing is processed consciously, yet everything is gently restored. Time passes here without leaving a trace. The castle remains vigilant in its own quiet way. Its walls hold steady. Its foundations, though floating, are unshakable. It knows how to remain balanced, how to adapt to subtle shifts in the air without disturbance. You are carried effortlessly. Eventually, very slowly, a new quality enters the darkness. Not light exactly, but the suggestion of it, a soft thinning of shadow. The night has not ended, but it has reached its turning point. The castle in the clouds senses this and adjusts again, drifting slightly lower, still far above the world, but closer to the gentle transition that comes before morning. You remain asleep. Your dreams, if they appear now, are light and fleeting, soft impressions of movement, the feeling of drifting downward without falling, the sense of being guided somewhere familiar and safe. In one such dream, you walk along a narrow bridge made of cloud, its surface firm beneath your feet. Below, clouds stretch endlessly. Ahead, the castle waits, unchanged, patient. In another, you rest beneath a tall archway, watching the sky slowly shift in color, deep blue giving way to the faintest hint of lavender. You do not feel awakened by this, only comforted. The castle's lanterns begin to glow just a little brighter, not enough to wake, only enough to prepare. Curtains stir faintly. Air moves in slow, careful currents. Still, nothing asks you to rise. You remain wrapped in rest, held in that quiet space between night and morning where everything feels gentle and forgiving. The castle in the clouds continues to float, faithful and calm, carrying you through the final stretches of deep sleep, ensuring that when you do wake, it will be softly, naturally, without alarm or rush. For now, you sleep on, safe, quiet, at peace. Sleep continues to cradle you, layer upon layer, like warmth settling deeper into your bones. Nothing pulls you upward yet. Nothing disturbs the quiet rhythm you have found. The castle in the clouds remains exactly where it should be, drifting in that gentle space between darkness and dawn, protecting the stillness you are wrapped in. Within this deep rest, the story opens again, softly, carefully, so as not to wake you. You find yourself in a wide corridor shaped like a slow curve, its walls made of pale stone that seems to glow from within. The light is not bright. It is the kind that feels remembered rather than seen. As you move through this space, there is no sound of footsteps. The floor absorbs every trace of movement, allowing you to pass like a thought drifting through a quiet mind. Along the walls, small alcoves hold objects that feel familiar but undefined. A folded blanket, a smooth stone warmed by many hands, a glass bottle filled with faintly glowing mist. None of these asked to be touched. They are simply present, reminders of comfort, of care, of things tended slowly over time. The air here is warm and steady. Each breath feels complete. There is no sharp inhale, no urgent exhale. Breathing happens on its own, smooth and effortless. At the end of the corridor, the space opens into a vast, circular hall. The ceiling is high and domed, painted in soft gradients of night sky colors that slowly shift and blend. Deep blues melt into muted violets, which fade into smoky grays and silvers. The movement is almost imperceptible, like the sky changing color when you are not watching closely. In the center of the hall is a shallow, wide platform covered in thick cushions and layered fabrics. They are arranged loosely, imperfectly, inviting rather than formal. You settle there naturally, without thinking, sinking into the softness as if it recognizes you. As you rest, the fabrics adjust beneath you, offering support exactly where it is needed. Your body responds by releasing even further, letting go of the last traces of holding. Your neck softens, your lower back eases, your breath deepens into a slow, steady rhythm that feels ancient and safe. The hall is quiet, but not empty. There is a sense of presence here, not of people, but of care, as if the castle itself is aware of you resting and is quietly keeping watch. Somewhere above, far beyond the ceiling, clouds drift lazily past one another. Their movement is slow enough to feel stillness. The castle floats among them, balanced perfectly, neither rising nor falling, simply existing. Your awareness drifts again, gently, as if carried on a tide. This time, you are in a long garden walkway that stretches outward from the castle, suspended in open air. The path beneath your feet is made of smooth cloudstone, firm and reassuring. On either side, low walls curve outward, just high enough to offer a sense of safety without blocking the view. Beyond them, clouds roll endlessly, glowing softly with the last traces of night. The sky above is beginning to change, though very subtly. Deep blue softens into a lighter shade, almost unnoticed. The garden along the walkway is quiet and sparse. Plants grow here that do not need soil. Tall grasses sway gently, their movement slow and rhythmic. Small, pale flowers open and close in time with the breeze. There is no strong scent, only a clean, calming freshness. You walk slowly, not because you are tired, but because there is no need to hurry. Each step feels unimportant in the best way. You are not trying to reach an end, you are simply moving. Eventually, you come to a circular overlook at the end of the walkway. It extends outward, hovering over the clouds. At its center is a wide stone bench, curved to match the shape of the space. You sit or lie back, or simply rest against it, allowing yourself to pause completely. From here, the view is endless. Clouds stretch out in every direction, layered and soft. Far below, the faintest suggestion of land exists, but it feels unreal, like a memory from another life. The air here is cool and gentle. It brushes past your skin with the lightest touch. Each breath feels refreshing, but not sharp, just clean, just easy. You remain here for a long time, though time itself feels irrelevant. The sky continues its slow transition, dark blue becoming softer, lighter. The stars fade gradually, not all at once, but one by one, like candles being blown out carefully. Still, you sleep. Your body remains deeply at rest. The muscles stay loose. The mind remains quiet. Even your dreams grow softer, more abstract. They are no longer scenes or stories, but sensations. The feeling of floating, the sense of warmth, the quiet assurance of being held. The castle in the clouds drifts slightly lower now, still far above the waking world, but closer to the gentle light that comes before morning. It does not descend quickly. It glides, maintaining its calm balance, never rushing. Inside the castle, small changes occur quietly. Curtains lift just a little, letting in more light. Lanterns glow faintly brighter. The air circulates gently, bringing freshness without chill. None of this wakes you. You are resting in that precious space where sleep is deepest and most restorative, where the body repairs itself without instruction, where the mind sorts and releases without effort. If a thought arises now, it dissolves almost immediately, like mist touched by sunlight. There is no grip, no attachment, only release. The castle continues to hold you, floating faithfully, its presence steady and reassuring. It has done this many times before. It knows how to keep watch while others sleep. As the sky continues to lighten, the clouds below begin to glow softly, shifting from silver to pale gold. The light is diffuse and gentle, spreading evenly, never harsh. You remain asleep through it all. Eventually, much later, when you are ready, the castle will drift a little closer to the world again. Not to drop you back suddenly, but to guide you gently toward waking, just as it guided you into rest. But that moment is still far away. For now, there is only this: the quiet hum of the castle, the slow roll of clouds, the deep, steady rhythm of sleep. You are safe, you are held, and the castle in the clouds continues to float, carrying you peacefully through the last, soft hours of night. The castle drifts silently over an endless sea of clouds, each one soft and pliable, folding over the next like layers of spun sugar. The air is still, except for a subtle, almost imperceptible movement, a whisper of wind that brushes the stone walls and carries a faint, comforting sense, something earthy, like moss and warm stone, mixed with the subtle freshness of high-altitude air. You feel it lightly on your skin, brushing your arms, your cheeks, cooling you just enough to feel awake in a gentle, relaxed way, yet still drowsy. Inside the castle, the halls have taken on an almost liquid calm. Every step you make is cushioned, your feet barely noticing the floor beneath. The walls are smooth, their stone worn by time and care, radiating warmth that invites the body to relax further. You pass through archways that curve softly, leading from one chamber to another, each more soothing than the last. Some rooms are lined with tall windows, through which moonlight and the faint glow of distant stars spill across the floor, painting everything in soft silver tones. Other rooms are quiet sanctuaries with low, cushioned seating, where pillows and blankets are piled in inviting heaps. You stop in one room where a fireplace flickers softly. Though the flames do not roar, they simply glow and shift, casting gentle shadows across the walls. The fire's warmth wraps around you without pressing too heavily, as if the room itself is breathing with you, inhaling and exhaling in time with your own lungs. The soft scent of burning wood drifts lazily through the air. You imagine yourself sitting near the fire, hands resting lightly on your knees, feeling the comforting warmth seep into every finger, every toe, every inch of your body. Each exhale carries away tension, and each inhale brings a deeper sense of calm. From this room, you wander further into the castle, moving with no urgency, no need to reach any destination. The halls themselves seem to guide you, leading you past quiet alcoves filled with glass bottles glowing with soft, pulsating light, each one suspended like a lantern floating in the air. Their glow reflects gently on the walls, creating shifting patterns that rise and fall slowly, as though the castle itself is breathing. Eventually, you reach a spiral staircase that leads to a high tower. Each step is wide and shallow, inviting a slow, mindful climb. The stone under your feet is warm, comforting, and as you ascend, the sound of your movements is absorbed entirely by the structure. leaving only the sensation of rising without effort. When you reach the top, the staircase opens into a circular observatory, entirely open to the sky. Above, the stars stretch endlessly, scattered across the deep, dark velvet of night. They are soft points of light, not sharp or bright, but gentle glimmers, each one like a quiet note in a slow, soothing melody. You step closer to the edge, feeling the faintest breeze, cool and tender, brushing across your face and hair. The air smells faintly of ozone and wet stone, and with each inhalation, you feel yourself sinking further into calm. Below, the clouds form a thick, rolling blanket, flowing endlessly in slow currents, moving as if in a rhythm meant just for you. Here, standing on the edge, you close your eyes. The world feels distant, muted, like it exists through a soft filter that makes everything safer, slower, and easier. The gentle sounds of wind across the clouds mingle with the quiet pulse of your own heartbeat, so steady and low it could almost be mistaken for part of the castle itself. You feel the walls of your chest expand and contract, fully and evenly, as if the body itself is a vast chamber of calm. In this high observatory, time has no meaning. Seconds, minutes, and hours drift lazily by, irrelevant. All that matters is the present moment, the slow inhalation, the slow exhalation, the comforting weight of your body, the gentle pull of the breeze, the soft, endless rolling of clouds beneath. Slowly, without intention, the dream begins again. You imagine a bridge stretching from the observatory, floating over the clouds, wide and solid, with railings of mist that give both guidance and freedom. You walk across it, step by step, feeling the cool stone beneath your bare feet. Each step is deliberate, unhurried. The bridge leads to a secret garden that seems to grow impossibly high in the sky. Trees rise tall and thin, with leaves that shimmer faintly, reflecting the gentle light of stars and moon. Their branches sway softly, rustling with a sound so quiet it is almost imagined, and yet you feel it in the center of your chest. The garden path winds slowly, lined with flowers that glow faintly in pale shades of blue and lavender. Their petals are soft and whispery, brushing lightly against your fingertips as you pass. There is a small pond in the center, still and mirror-like, reflecting the sky above so perfectly it is hard to tell where water ends and air begins. You step closer and dip a hand into the water. It feels neither warm nor cold, just soft, soothing, perfect in its neutrality. Tiny ripples spread slowly, disappearing without a sound, reminding you that even small movements dissolve gently here. You sit at the edge of the pond, letting your legs dangle lightly. The clouds below shift and roll, forming patterns that drift endlessly. Sometimes they form shapes that remind you of familiar objects, but only fleetingly, never demanding recognition. It is enough to watch them pass, and in doing so, your mind grows lighter. The tension you carry, the little worries and lingering thoughts, seem to float away with each rolling cloud, drifting out of reach, dissolved by the gentle rhythm of the castle above the world. A gentle breeze stirs the garden again. It carries a subtle, scent-warm earth, moss, night flowers, and brushes across your skin in a way that feels both cooling and comforting. You close your eyes fully now, letting the sensations of wind, scent, and temperature combine into a single, soothing presence. Every inch of you relaxes further, deeper, as if the air itself is guiding your body into complete stillness. The castle, as always, drifts silently. Its towers, its halls, its hidden chambers remain constant, floating steadily among clouds, a sanctuary created entirely for peace. You are carried effortlessly, suspended between the comfort of the castle's protective walls and the endless softness of clouds below. Even as dreams flutter faintly around the edges of your awareness, they do so gently. Perhaps you see yourself walking through a hallway lined with softly glowing lanterns, each one hovering in midair, casting slow, shifting shadows across the walls. Perhaps you find yourself reclining in a chamber with a shallow pool of water, floating without effort, the cool liquid supporting your body like a weightless cradle. Nothing demands action. Nothing requires attention. There is no urgency here. There is only calm, only soft, slow breathing, only the deep, rhythmic pulse of sleep and the steady drift of the castle in the clouds, holding you securely, carrying you further into rest. Time stretches infinitely. The night continues without hurry. The clouds beneath the castle ripple and fold in soft waves, their movement synchronized with your own breathing, as if the world itself is keeping pace with the gentle rhythm of rest. Every breath, every heartbeat, every shift in the air is smooth, continuous, unbroken, and still you sleep. You drift further now, carried along by the quiet rhythm of the castle. Somewhere deep within its floating walls, a long gallery stretches before you, lined with tall, arched windows. Each window frames a different scene of the sky, some with clouds that glow silver in the moonlight, some with layers of soft violet drifting lazily across an endless night. You do not hurry. You do not even walk. You simply drift, your body moving effortlessly through the space, guided by the castle itself. The floor beneath you feels cushioned, subtly responding to each shift of weight, giving a gentle push forward without effort. The walls hum faintly with the slow, steady heartbeat of the castle, an imperceptible vibration that resonates with your own, grounding you completely. You feel held, supported, as if nothing in the world could disturb this moment of calm. On one side of the gallery, a small door opens. Through it flows a warm, fragrant air, carrying the faintest hints of vanilla and soft herbs. You enter without hesitation and find yourself in a chamber that seems suspended in a soft twilight of its own. The room is circular, walls lined with shelves of books whose covers shimmer faintly as though they are breathing slowly. The air is quiet, but you can almost hear the soft rustle of pages turning on their own, though no one is present. You walk among the shelves, brushing your fingers gently across the spines of the books. Each touch sends a tiny, soothing pulse of calm through your fingertips, which spreads like warmth down your arms. The books seem to recognize your presence and settle in response, as if the room itself is alive, quietly attentive to your comfort. In the center of the chamber, a low chaise lounge waits, covered in pillows soft enough to melt beneath your weight. You recline, stretching out fully, feeling every muscle surrender to the gentle support beneath you. Above, the ceiling curves high, painted like the sky just before dawn, soft muted tones of lavender and peach blending slowly into the dim silver of night. It is neither bright nor dark. It is simply a space that invites you to rest fully, without thought. Outside the chamber, through the tall arched windows, clouds drift slowly past, silver and gray, folding over one another like gentle waves. They move so slowly that you can hardly perceive it, yet there is an almost hypnotic rhythm to their motion, a constant reassurance that the world outside continues but does not intrude. The sky begins to hint at a change. a soft promise of light, but it is far away, gentle and unobtrusive. From here, you drift again, softly, as if lifted by the air itself. You pass through a narrow balcony, winding along the edge of the castle. Below, clouds roll endlessly, forming soft hills and valleys. Occasionally, the faintest flicker of a distant star shines through the mist, twinkling slowly as if blinking in time with your breathing. A gentle breeze passes over you, cool and comforting, brushing your hair and cheeks, bringing with it the faint scent of rain yet to fall. You follow the balcony until it leads to a quiet terrace filled with shallow pools of water. The surface is smooth as glass, reflecting the sky above in muted shades of indigo and silver. You step carefully to the edge and kneel, letting your fingers touch the surface. The water ripples gently, sending tiny waves outward that vanish almost immediately. You dip your face close, feeling the soft coolness on your skin, and for a moment, you feel as if the water is cradling you, supporting you entirely, allowing the rest of the world to dissolve completely. A small fountain in the center murmurs quietly, the sound so soft it feels more like a vibration than a noise. It blends perfectly with the distant whisper of wind, the faint rustle of leaves in high gardens, and the gentle hum of the castle itself. Every element is tuned to quiet, to slow, to rest. There is no sharpness, no intrusion, only calm. You lie back beside the pool, letting the cool stones support your back, the cushions beneath your head molding perfectly to your shape. The water glimmers gently beside you, reflecting the faint light from the stars above, and the air is still enough that even your slowest breaths create tiny, transient ripples. You feel weightless, carried between sky and water, between dream and wakefulness. From here, your mind drifts into another layer of sleep. You find yourself walking along a pathway that winds through a floating garden, suspended high above the clouds. Trees rise tall and thin, with soft, silver leaves that brush lightly as you pass, creating a faint rustling sound that settles you further into calm. Small flowers bloom in pale blues, pinks, and lavender, their petals trembling in slow rhythms as though breathing along with you. You notice the subtle scent of jasmine and mint, faint but soothing, wrapping around your senses and softening your thoughts further. Occasionally, the path dips down to a small pond or a quiet fountain. You pause, kneeling to touch the water. It is always cool, always soft, always comforting. Tiny ripples spread out and vanish, leaving the surface perfectly still again. Each movement, each step, each breath aligns with the rhythm of the castle itself, slow, steady, unhurried. A gentle light begins to fill the garden. It is not the harsh brightness of day, but a soft glow that gradually warms everything it touches. The clouds below shimmer in faint golds and silvers, reflecting the early promise of dawn. The castle itself glows faintly from within, its towers and turrets outlined in subtle, warm light, as if acknowledging the coming day without disturbing the night entirely. You continue along the path until it leads to a quiet archway made entirely of flowering vines. They hang low, brushing your shoulders softly, their petals brushing against your skin like whispers. Passing beneath it feels like stepping into another sanctuary within the Casilla place, designed entirely for stillness, for rest, for slow, careful breathing. Inside, a small, circular chamber awaits. The walls are lined with soft moss and velvet tapestries. A low fire glows faintly at the center, not bright enough to startle, but warm enough to comfort. You settle onto a thick cushion in front of it, letting your hands rest loosely in your lap, your eyes closing naturally as the fire flickers gently. Each movement of the flames, each tiny crackle, each rising wisp of warmth seems synchronized with your heartbeat, lulling you deeper into rest. You feel as though the castle itself has slowed down for you. The clouds outside drift more slowly. The air carries no weight, only comfort. Your body releases tension you didn't know it was holding. Your mind empties gently, as though the room itself is absorbing every worry, every lingering thought. There is nothing left to do, no one left to answer. Only this quiet sanctuary, floating high above the world, holding you in perfect stillness. And there, in the soft glow of the fire and the gentle hum of the castle, you drift again, deeper into sleep, carried on the slow, steady rhythm of the clouds, the towers, the sky itself, until even the awareness of movement disappears, leaving only absolute, restorative peace. From the quiet chamber with its warm fire, you drift again without effort. The castle seems to guide you now, softly, as if aware of exactly where you need to rest next. A narrow staircase unfolds before you, spiraling upward. Its steps are smooth, worn by countless travelers, yet somehow cushioned, each footfall barely noticed. As you ascend, the air grows cooler, scented faintly of night flowers and damp stone, and the sense of space expands. You are neither climbing nor floating, you are simply moving, carried effortlessly along the rhythm of the castle itself. At the top, you arrive in a circular turret open to the sky. Here, the clouds stretch infinitely below and around you, a thick, rolling sea of silver and pale gold. The wind brushes gently across your skin, soft and unhurried, carrying with it a faint whispering, as if the clouds themselves are breathing, speaking softly in a language you feel rather than hear. You step closer to the edge, where the terrace curves gently, and lean against the stone railing. The coolness of the stone presses lightly into your palms, grounding you even as the clouds sway below. Above, the sky is a tapestry of stars, each one blinking slowly, like tiny eyes watching over the world. The moon hangs low and luminous, its light diffused and gentle, brushing everything in silvery warmth. You inhale deeply, and each breath seems to fill not only your lungs, but your entire being with calm. Exhale, and you release the last traces of tension, of thought, of worry. Here, nothing exists except the soft rolling of clouds, the faint whisper of wind, and the rhythm of your own quiet heartbeat. The castle guides you next along a balcony that wraps around the turret. It is wide and inviting, with low walls lined with flowering vines. Their petals shimmer faintly in the moonlight, soft blues and lavender hues that feel almost dreamlike. As you walk slowly, brushing your fingers along the blooms, each petal feels delicate, almost weightless, releasing a faint, comforting fragrance. The scent drifts into your nose like a lullaby, soft and slow, coaxing you further into rest. At the far end of the balcony, a gentle archway opens onto a hidden garden suspended high in the sky. The garden is circular, small yet impossibly lush, with soft grass underfoot and tiny pools of water that reflect the stars above. Tiny lights hover among the plants, delicate glimmers, like fireflies, moving slowly, without urgency. You step onto the grass and feel it yield gently beneath your feet, like walking on soft moss or a cushion of clouds. Each step releases a wave of calm that spreads from your feet up through your legs, your torso, your arms, your head. A small fountain stands at the center of the garden. The water is crystal clear and flows in a slow, measured rhythm. Each drop creates a tiny ripple, a sound so soft it is almost imagined. You lean close and let the water touch your fingertips. It is neither cold nor warm, simply soothing. As you watch, a few ripples move outward, then vanish completely, leaving the surface perfectly still. You realize you could stay here forever, letting the garden, the fountain, and the gentle night air hold you in perfect stillness. Around the garden, tall trees sway lightly in the breeze. Their leaves make the softest rustling sound, barely audible, yet calming, as though the world itself is exhaling slowly. Some branches dip down, brushing lightly against your shoulders, like a gentle, reassuring touch. You close your eyes, letting your body respond instinctively to the rhythm of wind, water, and movement. Every inch of you softens further. Every breath becomes slower, deeper, more effortless. From the garden, a narrow path curves upward toward another tower. The path is lined with glowing stones that pulse faintly in time with your heartbeat, encouraging an even slower pace. You follow the curve of the path, your hands brushing along the smooth stone walls, each touch releasing another layer of tension. Somewhere in the distance, a soft chime echoes, so faint you barely notice it, but it seems to match the cadence of your breath, adding a subtle layer of comfort to the atmosphere. As you reach the top of this new tower, you enter a circular observatory. It is open to the sky on all sides, with a low, curved bench running along the perimeter. You sit, feeling the smooth surface mold gently to your form, supporting your body without effort. Below, clouds drift endlessly, glowing faintly in the pre-dawn light, silver fading slowly into soft gold. Above, stars still shimmer, though more softly now, beginning to yield to the first whispers of morning. Here, your awareness drifts even deeper. The castle seems to quiet around you, as if noticing that you no longer need guidance. The wind slows. The faint sounds of fountains, flowers, and rustling leaves fade into a soft, distant hum, like a lullaby carried on the clouds themselves. Every sensation is magnified in its gentleness. The feel of stone beneath your hands, the warmth of the air on your skin, the subtle pulse of life in the castle itself. Slowly, you begin to feel lighter, more suspended. The terrace beneath you disappears from conscious awareness. The clouds below stretch endlessly, but you are not standing above them anymore. You are floating, drifting gently, held entirely by the soft rhythm of air and space. There is no urgency, no need for control, no awareness of motion beyond a faint, comforting sway. The castle seems to embrace you, its towers and halls forming a gentle cradle around your consciousness. Dreams appear now, but not as stories. They are soft impressions, the touch of leaves, the faint sound of water rippling, the subtle glow of lanterns in distant halls. Shapes pass in your peripheral vision, but never demand attention. Smells drift faintly, untraceable yet comforting. Colors shimmer lightly, soft blues, silvers, and muted golds, like the memory of light rather than light itself. You are entirely immersed in the gentle, layered calm of the castle in the clouds. Time no longer matters. Minutes, hours, even the passage of night and day seem to fold in on themselves. The castle drifts in perfect equilibrium, floating effortlessly above the world, carrying you deeper into sleep. deeper into calm, deeper into a place where the mind no longer struggles to rest because rest is already complete. The faint light of approaching dawn begins to touch the clouds below, but it is soft, filtered, never bright enough to disturb. You are held in the slow, unhurried transition, wrapped in comfort, buoyed by the gentle pulse of towers, air, and cloud. Sleep flows freely, deeper than before, until even the awareness of your own body begins to fade, leaving only pure, serene consciousness, suspended among the soft, rolling clouds of this magical castle. The castle drifts on, steady and unhurried, and you find yourself moving again without even realizing it. A narrow corridor opens before you, lined with walls of pale, glowing stone that curve gently overhead. The light is soft and muted, almost like a memory of moonlight rather than the moon itself. As you move through it, your footsteps are absorbed completely by the floor, leaving no sound behind. You feel as though the castle itself is guiding you, carrying you forward with a gentle pulse that matches the rhythm of your own breathing. Along the walls, small alcoves appear at intervals, each containing a delicate object: a smooth glass orb filled with a faint mist, a folded blanket that seems impossibly soft, a tiny book with pages that shimmer in the dim glow. You pause at each, brushing your fingers across the surfaces. They feel alive in the gentlest way, as if the materials themselves remember touch and respond with warmth. Every interaction sends a subtle wave of calm through your body, down your arms, into your fingertips, and spreading softly throughout your chest. The corridor eventually opens into a circular room, high and spacious, with a ceiling that arches overhead like the dome of the sky. The walls are lined with long, low windows that allow glimpses of clouds rolling endlessly below. You approach one, leaning lightly against the sill. Outside, the clouds are thick and velvety, shifting slowly like gentle waves frozen in time. Occasionally, a hint of color brushes through pale pinks, soft golds, muted blues, reflections of some far-off sun not yet risen. The air here is cool but comforting, carrying a faint scent of wet stone and night flowers, a fragrance that settles deep into your chest. A narrow spiral staircase leads upward from the center of the room. You ascend slowly, each step cushioned and supportive, feeling the slight warmth of stone beneath your feet. The staircase opens into a high tower, one of the tallest in the castle. From its windows, the world below is almost invisible, hidden beneath a thick, glowing layer of clouds. Up here, the sky feels endless, dark and full of quiet, and you feel suspended in space, cradled by the castle and the clouds beneath. A terrace circles the tower, lined with soft stone walls, just high enough to lean on comfortably. You walk slowly, your hands brushing along the edges, feeling their smooth warmth. Tiny lights float near the terrace, hovering in the air without tether, glowing softly in shades of silver and gold. They drift lazily, moving in gentle, undisturbed arcs, casting faint, shifting shadows across the stone floor. You watch them, mesmerized, your body responding instinctively to the rhythm of their movement, sinking further into calm with every slow breath. The terrace eventually curves toward a hidden doorway, one almost invisible unless you lean close. Pushing it open, you enter a room filled with a quiet, magical hum. The walls here are lined with shelves holding delicate glass jars, each containing a tiny swirl of colored mist. Some glow faintly blue, others pale amber, others soft violet. They pulse slowly, in time with your heartbeat, as if breathing with you. You move among them, your fingers trailing lightly over the surfaces. Each touch sends a wave of gentle warmth through your arms and chest, a reassurance that you are exactly where you are meant to be. In the center of the room is a shallow pool of water, its surface perfectly still. You kneel beside it and dip your hands in, feeling the soft coolness embrace your skin. The water reflects the faint light of the mist-filled jars, creating a quiet, mesmerizing display of color that shifts slowly, like a dream in motion. Tiny ripples spread outward, disappearing almost instantly, leaving the surface calm once more. You realize that here, even movement dissolves gently, leaving only stillness and the soft rhythm of presence. From this room, a hidden staircase descends, curving gently down into the lower levels of the castle. You follow it, each step smooth and quiet, leading into a series of winding corridors lined with lanterns. Their light is dim and golden, flickering just enough to create comforting, moving shadows along the walls. The corridors branch in subtle, twisting patterns, each turn revealing a small nook or quiet corner, a bench cushioned with soft velvet, a low table scattered with glowing crystals, a window opening onto a view of clouds swirling endlessly below. You pause at one corner where a gentle breeze drifts in through the window. It carries the scent of jasmine and mint, faint but tangible, brushing across your skin with a softness that makes you shiver in delight. You close your eyes and inhale deeply, letting the air fill your lungs, your chest, your entire being. Each exhale carries away the last threads of tension, leaving only calm, deep, and restorative. Further along, the corridors lead you into a hidden library. The room is enormous, yet intimate, with shelves stretching from floor to ceiling, filled with books that shimmer faintly under the lantern light. You move among them, brushing your fingertips across the spines. Some hum softly, others release faint, comforting fragrances of old paper, lavender, and earth. You select a book at random and open it. Its pages contain no words, only soft, glowing shapes that shift and flow slowly. Watching them, you feel your eyelids grow heavier, your body sinking further into the gentle embrace of sleep. From the library, you are guided into a conservatory filled with delicate plants. Some grow in pots of glass, their roots visible and twisting gently. Others hang in the air, supported by vines that sway with the faintest movement of air. Leaves brush against each other softly, creating a quiet, almost musical rustle. A small fountain bubbles at the center. It sounds so soft it feels more like vibration than noise. You move closer and dip your fingers into the water. It is cool and soothing, comforting your skin and radiating calm throughout your entire body. Outside the conservatory, a terrace leads to the highest tower yet. From here, the sky stretches endlessly. You feel as though you could step off and float forever, suspended between the clouds and the stars. The castle itself seems alive here, wrapping its towers around you like arms, offering protection and gentle guidance. Every stone, every beam, every whisper of air exists solely to hold you in perfect calm. Here, in this quiet sanctuary, your breathing slows to the deepest, most effortless rhythm yet. The world below is hidden beneath clouds that glow softly in silver and gold. The castle drifts on, unhurried, unbothered, carrying you deeper into sleep. Your body is weightless, yet completely supported. Your mind is still, yet aware in the most peaceful, serene way. You are floating, drifting, resting, suspended in a perfect moment between night and morning, between dream and wakefulness. And as you drift further, the castle whispers, gently, not in words, but in presence. You feel held, cradled, cared for, entirely at peace. Every sensation, every breath, every heartbeat merges with the soft rhythm of the castle in the clouds, until all that exists is rest. Deep and restorative, endless and complete. From the highest tower, you drift again, carried effortlessly through the castle. The air here is perfectly still, soft as a whisper, scented faintly of night jasmine and warm stone. You notice the clouds below rolling endlessly, now tinged with the softest glow of dawn, like silver brushed lightly with pale gold. The sky above is fading slowly from deep midnight blue to the first hint of morning, though the light is gentle, almost imperceptible, careful not to disturb the serenity of the night. A narrow bridge appears ahead, stretching from the tower to a hidden section of the castle. Its surface is smooth and warm, lined with low, cloud-like railings that seem almost weightless. You step onto it slowly, each footfall cushioned, soft, deliberate. As you walk, you notice tiny lights suspended along the bridge, hovering like glowing fireflies. They drift lazily, circling each other in quiet, hypnotic patterns. Their faint glow reflects in your eyes and across the smooth stone, creating a shimmer that seems to settle inside you, easing every muscle, calming every thought. At the far end of the bridge, a quiet courtyard opens, circular and serene. A small fountain rests in its center, the water flowing in slow, deliberate patterns. The gentle trickle is so soft it is more felt than heard, resonating in your chest like a soft heartbeat. Around the courtyard, low benches covered in cushions invite you to sit, and you do, letting your body sink completely into their gentle support. You feel the warmth of the stones beneath you, the soft press of cushions cradling your back, and the faint caress of air brushing over your face. The clouds around the castle are now glowing softly in the early light, a muted silver turning gradually into a warm, pale gold. The gentle movement of clouds beneath the castle feels rhythmic, almost like waves rocking you slowly, tenderly. The castle itself seems to breathe with you, expanding and contracting in perfect harmony with your own heartbeat and breath. With every slow inhale, calm fills your body. With every exhale, the last fragments of tension drift away, dissolving entirely. You close your eyes, the world around you dissolves into soft shapes and gentle sensations. You feel the faint brush of petals against your skin, the quiet rustle of leaves in a distant garden, the soft warmth of stone beneath your hands. Every detail is deliberate, slow, comforting. There is no rush, no urgency, no thought demanding attention. There is only the castle, the clouds, and the deep, effortless rhythm of your body at rest. A soft breeze drifts through the courtyard, brushing lightly across your cheeks, carrying the faint scent of herbs, flowers, and fresh stone. It is the final whisper of the world outside, gentle, reassuring, guiding you further into complete surrender. You feel yourself sinking deeper than ever, as though gravity itself has slowed, letting you float between waking and dreaming. Every heartbeat, every breath is soft, unhurried, infinite. Far above, the stars begin to fade, leaving a quiet silver light lingering in the sky. The castle glows faintly, every tower, every balcony, every hidden nook bathed in soft luminescence. It is a place of perfect stillness and calm, untouched by time, devoted entirely to rest. You feel held, completely and unconditionally, as though the very air, the very stones. And now you drift fully. The boundaries between body and space, between mind and castle, dissolve completely. You are weightless, suspended in a soft embrace of air, light, and quiet. The faint trickle of fountains, the distant rustle of leaves, the gentle pulse of clouds beneath you, all merge into a slow, harmonious lullaby. Each breath draws you deeper. Each exhale lets go further. Every heartbeat eases you more fully into the warm, calm embrace of sleep. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Only stillness remains infinite, serene, complete. The castle in the clouds cradles you gently, carrying you on soft waves of air and cloud, letting the world fade, letting dreams settle around you like a soft blanket. And now, dear listener, you are entirely at rest. Your body is calm, your mind is quiet. Sleep flows freely, deeply, endlessly, carrying you into the most restorative, peaceful rest you have ever known. The castle drifts on silently above the clouds, holding you safely in its soft, magical embrace, as the world below wakes slowly, gently, and you remain perfectly, completely at peace.